I've been using this Sony FX30 for over 15,000 hours, and here's the answer.
The mountain is always the mountain. The rocks, trees, permanently stays at where they were born from. But each time I visit, it shows me the different face. Not because of seasons or changes that are happening in it constantly. What I see is different. Sometimes it looks scary. I feel like I could be swallowed by the cold, desaturated atmosphere. Sometimes it gives me the warmness that reminds me of mother. The mountain is always what it is. The one which keeps changing is me. Emotions, hope, disappointment, excitement that I have at the time. This cold and organic chunk reflected to me, and it shows what I am searching for, what I am afraid of. Chaotic and incoherent trees. The sky ruling the world tell me who I am. What I'm looking for. The answer I am craving for. That is myself.
So, like I said, I've been shooting with this Sony FX30 for over 15,000 hours. I had a good time, and not bad time, but some extreme hard moment with it. I think I know well about this camera. Recently, I met the guy who is using Sony a7S III, and he is on the fence between that a7S III and upgrading to Sony FX3. He wasn't sure which way he should go. In the YouTube comment as well, there are many people who are struggling to decide if they should go for Sony Alpha or FX series, or even people who are about to buy their first camera, Sony Alpha or FX, they don't know which is the best option for them. Why are you guys lost? It is super simple. Only two things you have to consider to find your answer. You ready? That's it. You can end the goddamn dilemma in the intro right now and have fun the rest of the video. The durability and the high cinema performance. That's it. Do you need the strength and the super video specialized usability called durability for your shooting? Do you need the maximum log shooting capability and the extended codec like a RAW called high cinema performance for your shooting? If you don't need those, Alpha is for you. If you need either of them, potentially yes, you should go for FX, but it doesn't have to be now. Both, go for FX right now. So today I will show you guys two important things that can decide if you need Alpha or FX, plus a little bonus. Hear me out. If you keep going farther in a specific field, things get rough. You need to be strong, but your weapon needs to be as well. So the guy I met who is using Sony a7S III and thinking about to buy FX3, first thing I said to him was like, first of all, do you need the durability for your work? What I mean by durability is basically those: overheating resistance and a super usability for shooting videos. Those are huge differences between FX and Alpha. Basically, Sony cameras shoot pretty much the same. For example, this A7C2 or FX30 is A7 IV, A7S III, FX3. There are some differences like a low light capability or slow motion, autofocus performance, image stabilization performance, but the foundation of image quality is not. But overheating resistance between Alpha and FX is super huge difference. I've been using Sony Alpha cameras like A6700, A7 IV, and A7C2, also ZV series too. But when it comes to the overheating resistance, nothing was stable enough to me. Actually, I have experienced that those cameras stopped shooting because of overheating. But FX30, in my case, it never stopped before, even zero sign of it. Even when I was kept shooting like for over 2 hours, 4K S-Log continuously, there wasn't an even tiny problem. In the opposite environment, in the cold temperature, it works like a beast. No matter where it is, it gives you the super steady performance. Not only the overheating, it hasn't had some problems like getting slow, shutting down, or buttons and dials not responding. None of those. I've been using this FX30 for about 2 years, and the first year with this was kind of hard. I brought this to mountain for my personal thing and the climbing content. It had a lot of dirt, dust, and water, but it is fresh as new. Of Of course, I hit it to rocks many times and using this kind of rough.
But it survived many tough situations and it is working as well right now. But I don't think many of you guys don't use this for this, but you're gonna have some moments when you have to push yourself to next level mentally and physically. When that, you don't want to care about the camera safety, like, oh, is this gonna damage the camera? Should I not do this? This strength can push you harder. You can trust the camera and just go.
You just say video, but there are many kinds of it. When it comes to the question of alpha or FX, if you need this durability or not is gonna be super important material to judge.
By the way, even though this got a super durability that can handle the tough situation, this got amazing portability and mobility like now. You know, not like a full-sized cinema camera. This can go from the lifestyle casual camera to cinema camera with the high cinema performance, which I'll talk about later. And don't worry, like, even though I go for FX, I still want to use the camera for casual vlog or social media content that I have been doing with my Alpha. You still can have it. You're using A7 IV, okay, compare them. Is FX30 and FX3 way bigger than A7 IV? What about A7C2? Yes, FX30 is a little bigger, but it's not that obvious. Think about, you can do both of hobby and work with only one camera. That small weight and size gain is not huge. Especially FX30 is APS-C camera, so you can use a inexpensive, compact, small lens such as this. Actually, that is one of huge reasons I like FX30, not FX3. As the bonus to boost the portability and mobility of FX30, let me share with you the brand new, compact, high quality, but budget lens from Viltrox.
This is the brand new Viltrox 25mm F1.7 Air APS-C lens. It got for Sony E-mount, Fuji, and Nikon. Mine is for Sony E-mount. Okay, hold on. Another banger from Viltrox. $176 for F1.7. When it's on FX30, it's gotta be around 37mm. Look how much bulkier you can get. I introduced a couple of Viltrox lenses on this channel before. Why? Because I really can recommend this to casual users. One of the huge reasons is the design. Look how tiny it is, 170 gram. I brought this to Mountain for the video this time, but its portability was crazy. But the image quality is more than the money you pay and more than how it looks. 25/37mm gives you the nice perspective. You know, it's not too immersive like you get from 50 or 85mm. This focal length lets you shoot things natural, but with a little bit of density. And what I like about Viltrox is the image from it is kind of soft and creamy. It is a prime lens, so it got a good amount of sharpness, but it feels like the highlight is soft, which can make a nice emotional vibe. And the large aperture f1.7 kicks in. This is perfect for portrait and product shooting. Also, thanks to this size and weight, it'll be the great photography lens too. Focal length is also great, you know, 25/37mm. You can enjoy a little tight images. Those are happening with the reliable autofocus. What I was surprised by most is the accuracy more than the speed. It is fast, even when it's a f1.7, but it's accurate. See, it got a legit compatibility with camera's autofocus. And there is no obvious focus breathing. But when the subject was very close to the lens with f1.7, the focus didn't come straight. It is inexpensive and you can get f1.7 and a good image quality, but remember, it is not perfect and there are some downsides. I wouldn't use this for the professional work, honestly. The purpose of the lens is not that. I recommend this for more like a hobby or social media content. You know, when you need a super portability and mobility or the budget lens with a large aperture. So with that being said, I think this can be the great option for people who want to try their first prime lens but can't afford expensive one. You can experience the prime lens world with this. And this Viltrox 25mm 1.7 can let you practice how to shoot with the prime lens. I think it is a super good idea to try this lens first before you go for the super expensive prime lenses like a f1.2, 1.4. Try it. So going back to the topic, also the usability is the key. Sony Alpha usability is mainly for photography. It is designed for shooting at the eye level. So buttons and dials are perfectly placed so you can control them easily when you hold the camera around your face. But the FX is designed for the waist level shooting. All physical functions are placed for this position. In terms of the design, the FX is so much better than Alpha in video. When you have the full control of light, you can own the world. High cinema performance is also a huge benefit of Sony FX. I said Sony cameras shoot same, but when it comes to the situation when you need high cinema performance, it's different. Basically, there are three things: Cine EI, user LUT, raw recording. I think some of you guys are watching some videos about FX series, so you know the word Cine EI. Basically, you limit the ISO options to two stages, low and high. If it's FX30, it's gonna be 800 and 2500. In Cine EI, you can use only those two ISO, but instead, you can have the maximum dynamic range performance that S-Log3 has. So it might be not that useful if you do the run and gun style a lot, especially shoot outside when you don't need a lighting setup. But it is super helpful for when you shoot in a studio under a perfectly controlled lighting setup. If you make the color and light for the scene, you want to express it as is in post. Cine EI lets you do that, maximizing the log performance. And FX series has a super useful function for shooting log, user LUT. It allows you to import LUT you like into the camera so you can see how things get colored while shooting on log. Some other Sony cameras like A7C II and I guess it is ZV-E1, they have it. But basically it is the FX function. A7 IV doesn't have it, and even A7S III doesn't have it. If you shoot on log a lot, you want to have this user LUT function so you can make shooting and color grading easier. If you keep going that way, you're gonna want to shoot on RAW. FX series is compatible with ProRes RAW through HDMI recording with Adamas monitor. Even though A7 IV has pretty much same image quality, and even though A7C II has user LUT, they don't shoot RAW video. FX does. In my opinion, FX camera is not a cinema camera without it. It is the pro video camera with some cinema features. But when this raw recording comes in, FX is gonna be the real and legit cinema camera. By the way, A7S III can do the raw recording through HDMI, same as FX, but it doesn't have a Cine EI, user alert, and the durability that I showed you before in this video. Only FX got both. With only two things, you can judge if you need Alpha or FX. How was it? Were you able to find the answer that you're looking for? Say yes, please say yes, otherwise I have to make another video about this topic. But let's end this topic for now with the conclusion says if you need both of durability and high cinema performance, go for FX. FX is for you. If you need none of those, Alpha is a great choice for you. If you need either of them, you are a potential FX user, but doesn't have to be now. There are still something you can do with your camera before going FX. I don't know if the guy I met is watching this video right now, but ケンメイ見てる?ケンメイこれが答えだ。A7S3, FX3. この2点だ。And that guy is same as you. I hope you got your answer. The answer. That is what you are. That is what only you can find. You come first, and others come next. You are the answer. Okay, this is it. If you have any question, just shoot me anytime, anywhere. And if you like this video, show me a thumb and hit the subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.